drives you crazy.
Longtree will stand in from the left side. Thumb a lead at first, held on by Owens. Breaking ball, a beauty in there for a strike. Thumb with no steals on the season. Longtree comes in batting .282, no home runs, 13 runs batted in. And Longtree's had a nice weekend at the bottom of this Pirate order. Squares to bunt, and that one gets by throw, and they'll say it got a piece of Longtree. So now a walk and a hit batsman. And the Pirates, without putting the metal on the ball, have something going here in the top of the third.
This is what I talked about in the first inning. If you're Delta and you got pitching depth that they have, you got someone up right now. I'd have somebody up right now. There's no tomorrow. Let's go.
Well, we talked a little bit about this as we were getting ready for today. Sometimes in the non-conference schedule, when you're trying to get a look at a few pitchers, you'll see sometimes the coaches make the decision to go with 4 or 5, 6 pitchers in a scripted way where everybody goes an inning or two and it's already predetermined. And is that something that could have a possibility of working at this level, or is that too dangerous to do, to go to that many arms in a scripted way? Bunt attempt by Bruder, and it's foul.
I think it's a great question, and actually I know of coaches that have done it, and they've done it in real big games. Especially when you're out of pitching. It's not something that you normally do. It's usually something you do in a fall game, and then maybe in non-conference when you're in a tournament you might do it. And especially when you have certain pitchers under a pitch count, early in the year, like you said. But usually you don't see it in big games, but I have heard about it, that's for sure.
The infield creeps in at the corners. No balls and 1 strike on Bruder. Squares to bunt, left side, and it's foul once again. So Bruder now in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Bruder coming in. I had his fielding percentage in front of me. It doesn't seem as relevant. Comes in batting .365, 4 home runs, 31 runs batted in. What the potency of this first 5 hitters in this order for Orange Ghost. The numbers are gaudy, and what amazes me is year after year, they just seem to reload with talent.
Yeah, it's amazing. They've got it going there. There's no doubt.
2 strikes on Bruder. Here's the pitch, and he fouls that one away. And that's a nice piece of hitting by Bruder, just staying alive. It's good location from Williams. A little bit up and on the outside corner, and too close for Bruder to let that one go by.
Yeah, I think he wanted to go 0-2-5 area there, which is high and a ball that supposedly they're not supposed to hit.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot of it.
No, they.
Williams again. That one pulled foul. So Bruder keeping it alive. 2 men on, nobody out. The Pirates in a hole early, trailing 3-0. Came out here sky high, getting David Hill back off of the injury, but the Mustangs seized control early and have taken control of this game. Williams from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. High chopper toward third, could be 2. Torres goes to second. No, it's over the head of Urbestando. 1 run gonna score. Longtree ends up at third. Bruder safe at first, and I guess one good turn deserves another. 3 errors early for the Pirates, and now it's the Mustangs with a miscue in the field that opens things up. Got to figure that's going to be an error on Torres.
Second baseman, number 6.
Thumb comes around to score.
Yeah, that's.
Well, it's a high chopper, and again, Torres there makes the play on the big hop, but doesn't have a whole lot of time. The speedy Longtree heading down to second, and I think he just felt like he needed to hurry that one.
No outs, 3-1.
Fans, Rawlings is proud to be the official baseball of the 3C2A. Rawlings has all of your baseball gear needs.
We'll have a conference on the mound, trying to sort out the score.
I think that was
Jerry White giving Mike a hard time. Mike's doing a lot in this broadcast right now. He is all over about 3 computers. We're the ones supposed to know the score here. We're going to talk things over with Brendan Williams, and Coach, this gets back to something you were talking about here. And it could be a quick hook for Brendan Williams.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, you got to play defense behind a guy like this. And I think there was a little indecisive, you know, no decision there. The runner sort of stopped. Is he going to tag him? Then he says, well, no, I got to turn the double play. And you got to anticipate the ball coming to you. You got to know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, and that's Jake Thumb making his way toward third. So that even adds, that's a great point, a degree of complexity on the play for Torres. Is there's 3 places he can go with that ball. He's got to make the split decision. Bunt attempt by Davis, and it's foul. Oh, they're going to call him out. They're going to say it hit Davis. I believe that the ball was bunted fair and made contact with Davis. And I'll tell you, L. Grant Davis has had a tough weekend with the umpires. He was called out on a bang-bang play at home right before the Iriart home run in the victory over Delta yesterday, and now bunts this one. He thought it was foul. It made contact with him. He's called out. So Davis, I think, just dropping his head, going to head back to the dugout before he says anything more. Altobelli out for a quick word. And they'll wrap it up, but either way, runners at first and third now with 1 down. That'll bring up Cody Nolf. Nolf grounded to short. So Nolf stands in. He reached on an error. Back in the first. Cues that one foul. No balls and 1 strike. Longtree at third. Bruder at first. With 1 out, the Pirates trailing 3-1, and you get the sense early on that this is a very big moment in this game. Pirates need to get their way back into this game, and they have the heart of the order coming up, and Brennan Williams on the ropes. Ground ball fair. Torres backhands, goes to second for 1. The relay from Urbastando not in time. Nolf legs it out on the play. Longtree comes home to score. So the Pirates inch closer. It's now 3-2, and that'll bring up Iriart.
First baseman, number 18, Chris Iriart.
Well, I think if you're Brennan Williams, and you can get Iriart here, you can put this inning behind you and say, hey, we've still got the lead. A couple of miscues behind, but gets out of it still with the lead. Gonna take a look at Iriart's bat while Thoreau goes out to talk to Brennan Williams. Well, it's already been a busy afternoon for Hal Simmons behind the plate. So Iriart, is this the bat he used to launch one yesterday? And can you tell what they're calling out there? What is he looking for here? Because I don't think it's a pine tar situation.
Back and forth.
Yeah, this is, I think the ball he hit in the first inning, I think Coach Peters thinks the ball just went too far for that kind of swing. I'll tell you what, I mean, unless why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would check it.
I mean, is there a chance here? I mean, he's not going to hit this ball and we're going to see cork fly out. It's not a Sammy Sosa situation.
No.
But is there a little bit, I mean, can there be a little bit of gamesmanship here where maybe they want to just sort of unsettle Iriart, see if they can unsettle the Pirates? I mean, would that kind of thing even happen? Big swing and a miss from Iriart.
I don't know, but it definitely stirred it up between the 2 teams, it looks like.
Yeah, well, it's been a little chippy, in this championship series. I mean, we're up here, among the fans, and, I think there's a little back and forth going on here, but I think the team's kind of getting to know each other a little bit as well. No balls and 1 strike on Iriart. He fouls that one away. You can't help but think back to yesterday, and it was after a controversial call, and that Iriart stepped up and it almost in an in-your-face type style just took one out a couple of pitches later. And I think it was an emotionally charged moment. And we've got another one right here. 2 strikes on Iriart. Nolf away from first. Breaking ball low. Iriart leading Southern California with 10 home runs. Leading the state, I believe.
Yeah, that's a lot of home runs, and they have a big park.
Yeah, they they're at Wendell Pickens Field, and you can take one out there, but it takes a shot. There's no question about it. Nolf away from first. Here's the pitch. Grounded towards second. Urbastando going to go to first to retire Iriart and the side. but the Pirates get things going. 2 runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. San Joaquin Delta on top of Orange Coast, 3-2. It's the 3C2A Baseball Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com. No, I was gonna. We're the bottom of the 3rd. I'll do 3. Oh, right. Yeah, I do 3. You do 4. And then I come back for 2. Okay, so I got the bottom of the 3rd. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 1 more half inning.
Bottom of the 3rd. That was the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, you're.
Oh no. They're the whole. You're right.
Right. Okay.
Sorry. OTC is the whole team. Like,
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah. So I'll do half inning.
I was making the point that
what you
the sports is now in the season, so maybe you want to say he wanted to make up for it right there.
Oh,
He did kind of, so
Okay.
that's why I was going with that.
Yeah, I didn't. It felt like a little. I didn't want to. Oh. Part of the order due up for the Mustangs, leading it now 3-2 after the Pirates put 2 on the board in the top of the 3rd to inch their way back into this one. It will be Torres, Owens, and Peruggi. David Hill back out on the bump. It's been a struggle through 2 innings. He's allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned.
Thanks, buddy.
I take that back. It's 3 runs. I believe only 1 of them earned. Ground ball in the hole. It's a base hit. Torres, another good swing on a ball up in the zone. He singles to left. And the leadoff man aboard for San Joaquin Delta. And, well, they have had no problems coming up with answers against David Hill, who came in with an ERA well under 2.
No, I think the first hitter of the game, except for the first hitter of the game, they've had great approaches and good at-bats.
That'll bring up Owens. Owens singled back in the 1st, driving in a run. Hill with a long look from the stretch. A bluff towards second from Torres. And the breaking ball a little bit high. Owens driving in his 35th run of the season with the single back in the 1st inning. Torres away from 1st. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. Well, Hill, who's been struggling with the fastball, I should say, and now starting to have a little bit of difficulty locating the breaking ball.
Yeah, it's that would not be a good thing, the way they've been sizing up the fastball, that's for sure. That's been his pitch, his go-to pitch right now.
A throw over and Torres back. All right, another interesting question. Where do you get the sense of what the length of the leash might be on David Hill?
You know,
Talked about where it might be for Brennan Williams, and Hill, you would imagine, would have a little more leeway with the numbers he's put up this season. There goes the runner. The throw down from Delaney. They got him. So Torres thrown out trying to steal. The leadoff single erased. Base is empty now with 1 down for C.J. Owens. Anyway, back to Hill. Where do you get the sense?
Well, you know, I just don't know enough about Orange Coast's pitching depth, but to play in that Orange Empire, I'm sure that they have great pitching depth. They probably have a guy over there that hasn't thrown many innings that can go out and is very capable. But can he handle this this arena? This is a pretty big arena if you haven't thrown much.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, in David Hill, unlike Brennan Williams, it raises the question from a coaching standpoint of, you know, do you deal with an ace-type pitcher different in terms of how much trust you have in, like, their psyche and their makeup? And, you know, not every pitcher is made the same, breaking ball in there for a strike, where maybe Hill gets a little more call because you have a little more confidence of his ability to battle through it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's been their guy all year, so that means for sure they're going to let him go until they have to get him out of there. But, you know, throwing that runner out is major here.
Swing
He
and a
looks
miss.
like a new pitcher right now after they threw that runner out.
Owens down on strikes. 2 down now, base is empty, and that'll bring up Peruggi.
Designated hitter, number 4, Zach Peruggi.
Yeah, it's fascinating from a pitching standpoint. Is you can see that it's a letdown when there's an error behind him, and it's a challenge for a pitcher to overcome that. And then on the flip side of that, you can get such a lift from a great play in the field on the mound as well. First pitch swinging a drive to right. Bell in front of the track, and he's got it to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We are through 3 complete. San Joaquin Delta, a 1-run lead over Orange Coast. It's the 3C2A Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Number 28, Tommy Bell.
We head to the top half of the 4th inning. Leading things off, it'll be Tommy Bell, followed by Daniel Delaney, and then Justin Broussard. 3-2. Orange Coast trailing San Joaquin Delta. Brendan Williams on the very first pitch. Pops up Bell. This might be trouble. And a terrific catch made by Urbistondo. Covering a ton of ground between second and second field, and Len, that's a fantastic play there in the field.
You know, you got a big yard like this, so those pop-ups, there's a lot of area for those to land out there. That was a nice play. And you see the outfielders are playing pretty deep with Orange Coast power, so nice play by the second baseman, that's for sure.
So 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Game 6. San Joaquin Delta holds here. There will be a Game 7, 45 minutes after this one ends. Right now, Delta with the lead. Battle of 1 seeds from the south and the north. And
yeah, these are the teams that were, penciled in to be here. So both had great years. So not surprising that this is a championship game.
I believe the count is 2-1. Tough without that scoreboard there, Len.
Yeah, it is. I have it 2-1 too, but I've been wrong plenty.
So Williams with the wind and the pitch, 2-1, just missing on the outside half. Well, Williams has been pretty solid so far. It's been the error bug really all weekend for most teams. It's not Orange Coast leading into this game, but.
Well, let's not forget though, in that 3rd inning, those guys, that was a leadoff walk and a hit batter. So both those guys scored.
Yeah.
So you cannot walk guys against good teams. It's going to cost you every time.
Yeah. So Delaney on with a walk. That'll bring up Broussard. Broussard flew out to center his last time up back in the 2nd. A beautiful day for baseball here from John Eulis Field. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of the 3C2A Baseball Championship Final 4. We are down to 2. Delta and OCC. Mike Cepeda, Len Money, and Jeff Stoynoff with you on Championship Monday. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Throw back to first. Delaney, no problem there.
You know, it's tough to hit and run against a left-handed pitcher because you got to hold your ground so long at first base. But it's a good time to do something, that's for sure. But
Broussard started off with the strike. Broussard, a couple successful sacrifices yesterday. In fact, reached successfully after a throwing error. So handles the bat well. That's what you like from your DH. Been the DH this weekend, done a fantastic job. Maybe throwing his hat into the player of the tournament. Swing and a miss.
That looked like that change again. He's thrown that a couple times now. I think he's going to start going to it a little more.
And I believe that's the second strike on Broussard. Again, working without a scoreboard today, so we are unofficially keeping score of the count. Len, I'll double check with you. Is that the second strike on Broussard?
Yeah.
Tony Altobelli, John Van Gassen working on it up in the booth. That one chopped over to third. Torres with it in time. Could be two. It is not. Broussard legs it out. They nearly turned the double play. Bang, bang at first, but I believe the correct call.
With 2 outs, the third baseman, number 24, Jake Thumb.
So Broussard reaches on a fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Jake Thumb. Thumb reached on a walk to lead things off back in the third. In fact, he scored the first run for the Pirates today. Short lead for Broussard at first. Williams from the stretch. First pitch, fastball lifted into center. Is this one going to drop? It will. The wind took it. Broussard going to head to third. Thumb thought about going for second. Holds up halfway. Now it's first and third with 2 down.
I thought that was a routine fly ball. I guess he hit it off the end of the bat. He must have. It looked like it died in a hurry.
Yeah, it died
Yeah.
real quick. It looked like Clark was going to have a play on it, and then you saw him turn on the Jets a little bit because you know he wasn't going to catch up to it. He wanted to limit the amount of bases that Broussard was going to take, but Broussard ends up getting the third. Runners at the corner now. Here comes Longtree. Longtree last time up hit by a pitch. First pitch up the middle. Should be an easy play, and it is for Thomas to Urbastondo for the force. And that'll do it for the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom half. 3-2. Orange Coast trailing San Joaquin Delta. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of the 3C2A Baseball Championship here from Fresno. Bottom of the fourth, 3-2 Orange Coast. Down a run to San Joaquin Delta. It'll be Thomas Thoreau and Urbastondo. Mike Cepeda, Len Money with you, along with Jeff Stoynoff. Hill starting off Thomas with a strike. And Coach, in between innings during the warm-up here for the bottom of the fourth, looked like Hill really starting to limp now and favor that leg.
Yeah, you could tell. That was the first one that was obvious. Obviously, the other, we knew he had the injury so we could see it. But that one was visible by everybody that he's a little ginger on that.
Starting to labor a little bit. 1-1 now here on Thomas. Thomas showing bunts. Takes back the bat. Now 2-1 here on Jacob Thomas. Popped up to second his last time up, back in the second. Takes a pitch. This might be extras. Longtree trying to cut it off, and he does. Now remember, Longtree leads the team in steals on the season, so he has some wheels over there and left, cuts that ball off quickly, and limits Thomas to just a single. That ball could have been trouble, Coach.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't a double. That ball was hit hard. He might have been favoring him a little. It's hard for me to see how much he was favoring the line, but
Yeah.
I thought that was a double.
Either way, a terrific play by Longtree to limit it to just a single. Now here comes Thoreau. Thoreau with the solo shot back into second. Quick throw over to first. And Thomas back quickly. 3-2. San Joaquin Delta on top of Orange Coast. Hill looks over. Comes to Thoreau. And that one called a strike. Well, it was a cookie of a fastball, if you will, to Thoreau that got launched in the left center.
Yeah, it was a chest-high fastball that he got on top of.
Ooh.
A pitch a lot of hitters will pop up, but he got on it.
And you've seen it back-to-back breaking pitches here from Hill on Thoreau. Don't know if we'll see the fastball on this at bat. And Coach, you were talking about it earlier. You know, if you're not confident in that fastball, you're having trouble locating it left to right, you should probably rely on the breaking ball more and more, and we're probably going to see that going forward for the remainder of Hill being out here.
Well, he's thrown it a lot of times.
There goes the runner. Delaney, good arm, got him again. Delaney's 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, that was just a broken hit and run there. Pretty good breaking ball, no contact. So,
Yeah.
But still a pretty close play. Great throw.
Harris with a decent jump, but wasn't necessarily going full bore. I think he was expecting some kind of contact. Maybe you're exactly right there, Coach. And now it's 1-2, I believe, on Colin Thoreau. And that's going to do it. Ring him up. So Thoreau 1 for 2 today now after that strikeout. And now 2 gone here in the bottom half of the fourth.
Orange Coast catchers made 2 great throws, and I think it's been big time important to keep them in the game. Delta sort of had their way with those leadoff hitters getting on base.
Delaney doing a fantastic job behind the plate. And Thoreau's got one heck of a cannon too. So top-notch catching today. That pitch fouled off of the plate by Andrew Urbistando. The 0-1 into center field. Long way to go for Bruder, and it's going to drop in. Well, that's right in the middle of the triangle between left, center, and short. Perfectly placed ball there from Urbistando.
I want to tell you, there's a lot of room out there, boy. Those balls are
That's going to bring up Ryan Smith. Smith reached on an air back in the second. Comes the pitch in there for a strike. Well, he'll seem to have settled down a little bit in this inning here.
Yeah, I think he's been a little better down in the zone. His breaking ball is still throwing for strikes. So if he can start getting that fastball down and moving it in and out, he'll be pretty good the rest of the way, I think.
Count 2-1 now. Coach, is that what you got?
Yeah, I do. No, I think there's, boy, without that scoreboard, I'm lost. But I believe there's 2 strikes. But
Is there 2 strikes?
I believe there is.
You may be right. So Smith.
Because he threw that waist pitch.
That's
so.
right. Oh, on that one, Delaney just trying to frame it up pretty close there on the
Yeah.
outside half.
That was well, who knows? Guy's been good back there. I think he thought it was a little down, but looked like a good pitch to me.
Oh, well, Smith almost looked like he was ready to walk back to the dugout.
Yeah, I think.
Well, Coach, they were calling that low strike yesterday, and maybe yesterday that's a strike. Today, maybe not. Oh, wow. He goes right back to it and lays off. So Smith,
that
good
was
eye on
us,
both.
Yeah. We don't have the great ankle on the outside here.
Right. Coach, I want to talk to you about the strike zone being tight and a little inconsistent over the weekend. Between every home plate umpire is going to have their own call, and there goes the runner. Delaney. Well, it didn't matter. Smith rung up, and that's going to do it. 4 strikeout today for Hill. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We head to the top half of the 5th inning. Still 3-2 Delta on top of OCC. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of 3C2A baseball, the finals here from Fresno. Stay tuned. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We head to the top half of the 5th inning. Still 3-2 Delta on top of OCC. SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of 3C2A baseball, the finals here from Fresno. Stay tuned. Top of the 5th, going to be the top of the order here. Bruder, Davis, and Nolf for Orange Coast. Oh for 2 today is Bruder. Swing and a miss. But Williams so far coming in inning number 5. Allowed 2 runs, both of them unearned. Only 1 hit, so 1 hit, 2 runs. A little hard luck there. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. That pitch over for a strike. A little bit of a delayed call there, Coach.
Yeah, he's giving them everything they wanted out of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is the 5th inning. I think he's done a great job.
Bruder going to try and leg this one down the line. He does not. Bruder loses something on the way. He's going to be called out at first. Nice throw over there by Torres.
Second baseman, number 6, L. Grant Davis.
So Cody Bruder 0 for 3 today. So Grant Davis. Now your batter. Well, Williams. Little outside on that pitch for ball 1. San Joaquin Delta, 3 runs on 8 hits. Seen the ball extremely well. One of them a homer. That by Colin Thoreau. That back in the 2nd inning. Check, yeah, back in the 2nd. That ball outside. Now Williams starting to maybe labor a little bit here, Coach.
Well, this is probably about as long as he's gone. You know, I think he's had quite a few appearances, but the number of innings pitched, I believe, was only in the mid-30s. So
Yeah.
I think he's probably reached his, at least his comfort zone.
You have to wonder, maybe you got Valencia maybe held up in the bullpen for Delta, held with a fantastic game in day one.
He's got great arms. Delta's got some great arms.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I don't know whether they're experienced, but I know he's got great pitching depth.
The delivery here, and that's high, and that's ball 4. So Davis on with a walk.
With one out, shortstop, number 7, Cody Null.
Maybe wonder if this might be it. Well, nothing from the dugout, so they're going to let him work. Going to get as much depth here from Williams. He's already gone 4 strong, 4 1/3 strong.
I think he's on a short chain now.
Absolutely.
No doubt. But
So here comes Nulf with Grant Davis at first. First pitch outside. Well, Len, I'd have to say, if I had to wrap up this weekend's baseball with 2 words, one of them would be sloppy. The 2 would be dramatic.
well, we've had great crowds. We've had real close games, and even last night that was a great game.
Unbelievable.
I mean, 8 in the 9th, so that was back and forth.
Right.
But you know, talking with my coaches and all the people that are helping run the tournament, it's not been a very well played tournament.
Yeah.
Orange Coast has, you know, actually played the best defense. But yeah, today they broke down. They showed, you know, they sort of joined the club.
You know, we and Jeff was talking about that story of, you know, David coming to the team and saying, "I got this." You know, do you maybe wonder if maybe the adrenaline from that maybe fueled the errors early here for Orange Coast?
I don't
No, fan to left field for a base hit.
I'm not sure about that. You know, they've been here before. A lot of these kids, you know, have been here, and maybe not in the championship game, but they've all played in big tournaments. And I think, you know, I think it just happens.
Yeah.
And some of those balls were a little tough, but hey, it's been sloppy baseball. A lot of bases on balls. We've had not very good base running. The base running is one of the things I've talked about the most, just because, you know, we've had 3 or 4 guys backpicked. I mean,
saw a couple guys. Is a snap throw over to second.
Right, that's what I mean.
2 times. Is that the back pick?
Yeah, I mean, that killed Oxnard in the first game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in Oxnard, on the way up here, we were talking about it yesterday. Jeff and I had picked Oxnard to win it, and they had some unbelievable arms at their disposal. And, you know, Luke Eubank, you know, loses game 1, not really helped out by his fielding. 4 errors combined from both teams between Oxnard and San Joaquin Delta. Delta comes away with the victory, but that was a gritty performance there from both pitchers. Valencia held 5 scoreless to close that one out. Very impressive.
Okay, so that catcher was just giving him a little time there.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Little gamesmanship there. I believe we are going to have a pitching change. Can only speculate.
They probably need a little more time.
Haven't seen the signal yet.
There they go.
And there's the motion. So we will have a pitching change. We'll take it out and bring in the new pitcher stats when we come back on SoCalCollegeSports.com.